gentlemen, we ask you to please rise if you're able for the playing of our national anthem.
Hello and welcome basketball fans to Portland, Oregon for a late season exhibition between the Portland Pilots and the Bushnell Beacons. Pilots coming off a win against LMU look to pick up another win tonight inside the Child Center. Welcome inside the Child Center. I'm Brian Slack, joined by my partner Jennifer Mountain, and we're thrilled you can join us tonight. This game was scheduled on short notice with Santa Clara pulling out of yesterday's contest last week. While Portland wanted to stay loose before wrapping up conference play later this week, they scheduled NAIA Bushnell from Eugene. The Pilots are heavily favored in this contest, Jen, so what do you expect in between these two?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for Portland to stay loose, get a lot of people in, and really just prepare themselves for Thursday and Saturday, big conference games going into the final 2 weeks. For Bushnell, opportunity to play Division I opponent. They have no pressure and get some run for their guys and in a bigger stage.
Now let's take a look at some of the players to watch tonight for Bushnell. Now they've had their troubles this season, but lately Keyshawn Dawkins has been a force.
Yeah, originally a football player at Oregon State, obviously transferred. He's going to bring that physicality down low. He rebounds hard, has range to the three-point line. Bushnell needs to have an inside presence for him to compete against Portland's bigs.
You talked about Bushnell not having any pressure on them. So what do they need to do to get the win today?
Well, number one, they got to take care of the basketball, limit turnovers, take quality shots, protect the paint. I think that's going to be a big one. And then rebounding. I think we're going to watch that number all night long, comparing between the two. Size advantage in favor of Portland.
Well, Portland has survived by Chris Austin and Tyler Robertson leading the way, but Christian Sholin has flipped a switch.
Man, he's coming off 2 great weeks and doing it all for the Pilots. Scoring, facilitating, rebounding. He's playing with energized confidence. Portland needs a solid performance for him tonight.
For the Pilots, mentioned it earlier, they're heavily favored, but they can still work on a few things. What do they need to do to get the W? Well,
Shantae has talked about taking care of the ball all season long and limiting their turnovers, so that's number one. Make sure they get a quick start, get a lot of people involved early in the game. Transition game, and that starts with rebounding. Defensive rebounding is going to be a huge key, but they want to get out and go today.
Well, we've got basketball inside the Child Center, and it's coming up in just a few minutes. Starters and tip when we come back. Welcome back inside the Child Center on the campus of the University of Portland. As we've got opening tip just moments away, let's get you the starting lineups for both sides. For Bushnell, it's going to be Drayton Kawili, Logan Sand, Jared Bryant, Nico Wolf, and Keyshawn Dawkins. For Portland, Tyler Robertson, Chris Austin, Moses Wood, Christian Sholin, and Chika and Duca. Portland wins the opening tip. They're in white with Portland in purple across the chest. Bushnell in the navy uniforms with Bushnell in yellow across the chest, and the alley-oop pass almost went in the hoop right there.
Yeah, that was totally a pass and just misread that thing right there. You're right, though. It almost went in, and from his performance the other night, I'm surprised it didn't.
5 for 5 from behind the arc. A triple-double, the second one in Portland history. Just the 17th this season in all of Division I basketball.
Well, turnovers are going to be a factor, and really Portland wants to get out and transition as quickly as possible, and there's Moses Wood making the transition bucket off the turnover. Bushnell's got to do a better job in the half court of just being patient, reading the defense.
Wood had 15 points in that win against LMU this past Saturday. Sand gets it to Dawkins. Backing down, Moses Wood. The left hand from Dawkins is good.
Well, nice job by Dawkins, just being patient. Little crab dribble, goes up strong with the left hand. They need to make him go to his right hand. He is a lefty.
Yeah, a couple lefties for Bushnell in this game, something to keep an eye on. Sholin getting another start. Meadows not playing today as Chris Austin puts up the three, iron. And Dawkins keeps it alive for Bushnell.
Good job, defensive board, just one and done. That's going to be a key, too, not giving second chance points to Portland if you're Bushnell.
Kawili with it. Gets it to Wolf. Hand off to Jarrett Bryant. Back iron for Wolf. And Kawili fighting hard, and that's a hard throw right there by Christian Sholin on the end line. But it'll stay Portland basketball. Kawili seems fine as he runs back across the court.
He's trying to breathe right now. I think it went off his side.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He lost his breath there. That was a hard toss.
Yep. You're going to see a lot of down screens, staggered screens by Portland tonight. Bushnell right now in a man-to-man defense. Little double team.
Yep, got doubled, and the pass will go across the timeline. It'll be a backcourt violation and a turnover.
And so far, both teams a little sloppy, turning the basketball over. And if you're Portland, you want to use this momentum that they've had the last few weeks and play sharp, getting ready for Thursday's opponent against San Diego.
They fix the shot clock. 20 on the shot clock now. Now this is somewhat of a makeup game with the game against Santa Clara that was supposed to be yesterday no longer taking place. And so on short notice, Portland was able to get Bushnell on the schedule. Luke Smith checked into the game for the Beacons. Wolf's got to put it up with one on the shot clock. And no rim on that one.
Had to put that up real quick because of the shot clock, but good job of Portland again rebounding-wise. You would expect them to really dominate the boards with a size advantage, and there's Moses Wood with the three.
He's got 5 points now. And Luke Smith, I bet you he thought he had good position on him, but he's going to need to extend out to that three-point line with the range of Mo Wood as Chris Austin called for the foul, his first and team's first.
Yeah, high closeout, high hands are going to be really important. And we'll take a quick look at that shot, I think, by Moses Wood at the other end. He's there. He's just got such a high release. Got to get up in his face and make him put it on the ground.
Kawili at the line, a sophomore from Tigard, Oregon. He's shooting just a hair under 75% from the free throw line, makes the first one. Seems to be doing okay after that play just a few moments ago. And he goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. Bushnell, formerly Northwest Christian. First year as Bushnell.
Good high-low.
And Wood gets fouled. That'll be on Keyshawn Dawkins. It'll be Dawkins first and the team's first. Wood will head to the line.
Well, you see so often Moses Wood, Tyler Robertson posting up down low in the guard spot. And right there, he probably had 5 or 6 inches on him, and just great recognition by Robinson and found the mismatch. Nice little pass.
An unusual miss for Wood. He shoots 84.2% from the charity stripe. And he'll go 50% this time around.
Little pressure, little 1-2-2. Try to make things happen.
Skip pass to Smith in the corner. He's short, straight down into the hands of Robertson. Pilots swing it around. Sholin trying to back down his man. And we got a foul on the ground. Looks like it'll be on Nico Wolf, his first and the team's second. And now you're getting fresh legs out on the court. Kind of what we figured was going to be happening. Get the guys on the bench into the game early. Silvera, Svetazarevic, Vucinic, Milosevic, and Harvey. on the court.
Well, a great opportunity for guys, you know, whether it's been injuries or just playing time issue, just getting some minutes, just getting some, you know, opportunity to play a little bit here.
Well, Vucinic got a handful of starts to begin the season. Svetizarevic has seen little time off the bench, averaging just a couple minutes per game, and Silvera called for the 3-second lane violation. And he's somebody who's also getting back into the groove of things. Hit knees a couple games back, and he's just had a slow process getting back out on the court.
Yeah, just, you know, injuries by multiple guys out here right now have left them just not healthy all season long. So a great opportunity like we talked about, but at the same time want to be sharp and play well so that Thursday those minutes really count.
Schlebach didn't play the last 2 games for Bushnell. Back in, he's their leading scorer, averaging 18.2 points per game. He wears number 3 for the Beacons.
Good ball movement by Portland.
Right now you've got 4 freshmen on the court, plus Silvera, who's a redshirt junior. Milosevic from the corner, in and out.
Nice looking jumper, just didn't go down for him. And Coach Leggins talks a lot of good things about him.
Isaac Gurley missing that shot. Now Bushnell 0 for their last 5. No field goals in about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Vucinic going baseline, trying to push his man by. Harvey crashing in, and he kicks it back out to Milosevic.
Kind of a slow pace overall, I would say, so far to start.
Svetizarevic pulls up. Short offensive rebound, Silvera.
He's got to go back up with that. You know, he's 7 feet tall, for Pete's sakes.
He's got the size advantage, and you're that close to the hoop with an offensive rebound.
Yep. Nice.
Good take by Milosevic, but he can't finish it. And you can see the defense was respecting Silvera, who was trailing on that play. Caden Sand off the mark. It'll be 1 and done for Bushnell. Vucinic in the paint. Milosevic to Svetizarevic. Pilots continue to keep it along the outside. Milosevic didn't play for most of the beginning of the season. In fact, he didn't play for the first few games of conference because he was dealing with an injury from early on in the season. We've got a turnover in the paint.
Vucinic right there, just, you know, too many dribbles, got to swing that ball. Shot clock winding down, and turnovers right now have been an issue. Portland hasn't scored for over 2.5 minutes.
And the 3 falls for Schlebach. And he shoots 40.8% from behind the arc, and that will take us to our first media break. And Bushnell, a 1-point lead. They're leading 7-6 over Portland. Welcome back onto the campus of the University of Portland. The Pilots trailing by 1 early here in the first half. There's a look at first-year head coach Shante Leggins. He's brought a new energy to the Bluff, and he's doing terrific things in his first season, Jen.
I'll tell you, if you were in the building last week, you know exactly what Brian's talking about. The energy level, the support that the community is bringing, it's just a completely different feel, and there's a lot of, great things happening with this program right now.
Showen back in for Portland, and a kick ball. Caden Sand got his foot on that pass from Milosevic.
And right now, almost a 3-minute drought for Portland with no field goals and 4 turnovers in this first 6.5 minutes.
It's not exactly what you want, but just a few minutes ago, you had 4 freshmen on the court, and that is a very rare sight for Portland this season. Svetizarovic, he had a great game against LMU in very limited minutes. In fact, he only played 3 minutes, put up 7 points, had a rebound as well, but productive in that short amount of time.
Yeah, he was great in that 3 minutes. I mean, it was a tip in, a 3, and just athletically, you could see
plays like that.
Yeah, there's a nice move right there. He's strong. He's got a lot of strength and really good body control right there on that penetration.
Coaches speak very highly of Svetizarovic. 3 put up by Gurley, and rattles out Milosevic.
A lot of these guys just are trying to learn the system and get going. And like I said, there's a lot of really good things happening. There's a nice take right there.
And that's somebody who's going to need to build that confidence up. Again, he has not played very many games. In fact, limited minutes in those games that he has played.
Well, maybe that'll get him going a little bit and just relax him offensively.
Had only 2 points coming into today's game. Sand puts up the 3, front iron, and a long rebound for the Pilots. Svetizarovic, a deep 3 in transition, and that'll go out of bounds. It looks like Shante wanted an extra pass.
Maybe a little too quick, but transition, especially when you have numbers, is a good time to shoot a 3. So, not a bad shot.
Kawili and Wolf back into the game for Bushnell. 3-point lead right now for Portland. Sand, back cut by Schlebach.
Nice pass.
Splitting the defenders right there, Svetizarovic and Milosevic.
Nice job by Young of getting that through the paint.
And we've got a foul off ball. And that one's going to go on Nico Wolf. That'll be his second personal. And the third one on Bushnell. And it looks like Eric Marbley will be checking in. Wolf will head to the bench. Moses Wood back on the court as well. Svetizarovic to the bench.
Yeah, I would expect a lot of different lineups tonight for Portland. Different looks, different personnel.
Great move by Christian Showen. Something we haven't really... That type of movement down in the paint on the block. We're used to seeing him shoot from outside.
He surprises me every week. I mean, there's something new. I mean, I don't know, a month ago, it was the VMI dunk that he had, the penetration off the baseline. Look at his performance at San Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, just amazing. And that's just a tribute to him kind of, staying with it, working, getting his confidence back, and learning the system like we've talked about. I mean, so many new faces on the bench. All new faces on the bench.
13 new scholarship players this season for Portland. I think the stat was they only returned about 1 or under 1% of their total scoring from last season.
Well, the other night they were red hot.
Yes, they were. They shot over 70% from behind the arc. Marbley can't connect.
And right now, Bushnell has 2 of their last 11 from the field.
Showen gives it up to Harvey. Blocked by Dylan Young. Kawili pushing it up. Sand stays with it, but the shot off the mark.
Good catch.
We're now under 12. Next dead ball brings us to the media. Vucinic set the screen, gets it back, and he gets fouled. He'll head to the line. We'll see who they call that one on. And it'll be on 50, Eric Marbley. That'll be his first. And 5th team foul. 2-point lead for Portland, 11:05 to go until halftime. Pilots holding on to a 2-point lead. So we're about halfway through this first half. Bushnell hanging tough. The NAIA school from Eugene. As we've got Vucinic heading to the line. He got fouled before the media break by Eric Marbley. Vucinic is averaging 2.4 points per game and just a hair under 2 rebounds. He shoots 64.7% from the free throw line, making the first one. And Jen, through the first, say, 9 minutes of this game, your thoughts? What have you liked? What have you not liked so far between both sides?
Well, the pace, I think, right now favors Bushnell. It's just not as up-tempo, I think, as Portland would like to go. Here you see him put a little bit of pressure, almost get a turnover.
Yeah, Robertson almost had the steal. Now Chica's by himself, and Schlebach gets another bucket. He's got 7 points.
I mean, neither team is shooting the ball very well. That's what it comes down to. I mean, Bushnell is 24% from the field and 14% from the three-point line. And Portland shooting 36% from the field and just 20% from the three-point line.
And Sholin sends it through the hoop. He'll head to the line for a 3-point play. Foul on Keyshawn Dawkins.
And you can just see the ball movement. Closeouts are a little bit late, and nice job just cutting to the rim and a nice dunk. Easy two.
Dawkins picked up his first personal foul, and the 6th one on Bushnell. So the next foul is going to put Portland on the line for 1-and-1. And full court pressure. Sand kicks it to the corner.
Well, and the reason Portland's doing this is try to pick the tempo up. Oh, nice job.
And it just rims out.
Dawkins with a nice move right there, just in and out. That was halfway down.
I was going to say, I still can't believe that one didn't go down.
Yep.
Wood backing down Schlebach, kicks it out to Austin for the 3. Iron, Wood trying to save it. And coming in for Bushnell is Dylan Young. Dawkins will head to the bench.
Starters back in for Portland now.
Sand with it, takes to the other side of the court. Crosses up in Duca, the floater at the free throw line. The jumper, I should say, excuse me, he gets fouled.
Nice take by Sand. Nice little crossover. Mid-range jumper. Aggressive.
And Duca called for the foul, his first, team's 2nd. Sand this season for Bushnell, the team's 3rd leading rebounder. He makes the first free throw And he is money from the free throw line, shooting at almost 82%. Not only that, he's rocking Converse.
He's jinxed him.
That's a common occurrence, Jen.
Converse back in the day, we had to wear Converse. They were like wearing boots.
High tops?
Yep.
There we go. Wood drives by Schlebach, spins, kicks it out to Scholin. Iron. Kept alive by Wood, but the rebound goes to Bushnell.
Well, Portland certainly had quite a few looks from the three-point line, but they are 1 of 8.
Sand too far underneath, trying to create some space. And how did he do that around Mo Wood?
Well, I like his aggressiveness, has not backed down whatsoever. Good take. Right now, Portland just a little bit too much one-on-one, and then just a kick for a 3. They've got to get some ball movement going.
And another one-and-done possession for the Pilots. Bushnell has a chance to tie it up here or take the lead with a 3. Sand goes right, cuts it back into the paint over Scholin. Never had a chance. Kick it up to Chris Austin. And it looks like Schlebach got him on the arm. And this could be a 3-point play for Portland.
Well, and there you see the transition game right there. That's what they want to do. Get it out, and off they go.
And that is the 7th team foul. So Portland will be in the bonus for the next 8:42.
Good take by Austin, obviously out in transition, easy bucket. But he does such a good job of getting to the rim. I mean, strong, athletic body, can shoot the 3, and has a really quick first step.
Completes the 3-point play right there. That last foul was on Schlebach. That's his first, and again, the team's 7th. Kawili trying to get by Wood into the paint, kicks it to the corner. And long, but Sand, the offensive rebound. Just mentioned he's the team's 3rd leading rebounder, and Schlebach gets fouled. That'll be on Scholin.
I'm not sure if that was a 3 or if that was a 2.
Yeah, I didn't get an angle. I didn't see where his feet were. So 3rd team foul. And so that's a foul inside the 3-point line. So 2 shots for Schlebach. 80.2% on the season. Jarrett Bryant checking in, heading to the bench. Number 10, Logan Sand. In and out.
Couple of those so far.
Correction, Sand. There's the other Sand that went to the bench. And Chika and Duca, offensive rebound, keeping it alive. The tip back out, and Chris Austin able to get it. Scholin wanted a pull from the pilot wheel, but smarter move to take it in.
Actually,
and the lay-in.
You're absolutely right. That was a great job because they haven't shot the ball so well from the 3-point line. Pump fake, got himself to the ring. Nice little finger roll.
Timeout called on the court. 8:04 left to go. The Pilots pushing that lead up to 6. We'll be right back inside the Child Center. Another look at Scholin. Welcome back to Portland, Oregon, inside the Child Center. Christian Schoen, nice move. Just before we had the media break, opted against the three-pointer, took it in all the way to the hoop, and you were right, you made a point. Portland has struggled from behind the arc in this game specifically, just 1 for 9 so far.
Yeah, it was a great, smart move on his behalf. I mean, just a great pump fake, got himself to the rim, and, you know, if you're not shooting the ball well from the perimeter, do something else, and that was a good take.
Schoen now has 7 points.
Here's the pressure, a little man-to-man.
Kawili looking for one of his men. Smith.
Good ball movement.
Bryant with it, now it's Sand on the far side. Spins back into play. Dylan Young, the 3.
Ooh.
And I think we got a charge call. We do. That'll be on Tyler Robertson. That'll be his first personal foul, and the 4th one on the Pilots. As Logan Sand just took one right in the chest.
Well, he's already got a nose issue, obviously, with the face mask on, but didn't back down from that whatsoever. Kind of put Robertson in a tough spot on that catch.
Schleibach checking back in. Smith, Young, Schleibach, Kawili, and Bryant on the court for Bushnell.
And Schleibach's had a nice half so far.
He's got 8 points. Now he pulls up.
Yeah, he kind of lost it as he went up. Not a bad look, though. A little mid-range jumper.
Robertson found the opening he wanted. And that one will not fall, but he will head to the line. Foul called on number 35, Caden Sand. Correction, Dylan Young. That'll Young's 2nd personal foul and 9th team foul. So almost double bonus with just over 7 minutes left in the half.
Well, you expect Bushnell to have to be pretty physical, number one, because they have a size disadvantage. But, you know, I like the fact that Portland has kind of changed a little bit of what they're doing as far as attacking the rim instead of just settling for the 3, because it obviously isn't falling at this point. Not that they don't want to take an open 3, but right now, you know, give yourself a little bit of a cushion, get a better shot.
Robertson goes 2 for 2. Shoots over 90% from the free throw line, helping this Portland team as a whole. Top 5 in the country.
Yeah, terrific from the free throw line. And with 7 minutes to go in the double bonus, if you're Portland, you're pretty happy with that stat.
Absolutely. Bryant found a crease between 3 Pilot players, and we got a foul call.
So one thing, if you're Coach Leggins, that you should be a little bit concerned with is they're just not stopping that penetration, not keeping the ball in front. They're getting, Bushnell's getting to the paint. They've either got found kicks or they're getting themselves to the free throw line. So position defense, moving your feet, great closeouts, high hands. Got to work together a little bit better in this first half.
And how exactly does Portland do that? Is that more of an effort thing, or is it just setting yourself up in the right position?
I think number one, closeouts, you know, quick feet, high hands. You've got to be in a situation where you're close enough to contest a shot, but not allow this penetration that Bushnell's doing. But a lot of it is effort. You know, this is a hard game. I mean, you got people coming in and out, different lineups. And it's a good thing for Portland, getting ready for Thursday and Saturday. But just, it's going to be effort throughout the game and just position defense.
Bryant hits the free throw. Svetizarevic checks back in for Portland. And this is a good lineup for Svetizarevic. Mainly the starters out there right now, but he gets some run with the guys that see the most minutes. I mean, Tyler Robertson, before tonight, played 80 of the last 80 minutes. Did not come out in the game against USF or against LMU. Austin short on that 3.
That's a good extra pass right there. That's a good shot and a good half-court set by Portland.
Bushnell, no field goals in about 3 minutes. They're 0 for the last 4.
And both teams really struggling from the three-point line.
And I think Nduka just picked up his 2nd foul. He did.
Well, and right now, if you're Portland, flying out of the three-point shooter, you don't need to do that. Make them prove it from the three-point line beforehand. I mean, they're 1 of 9 from 3 at this point in the first half. Guard the paint.
Vasily Vucinic checking in for Nduka, who's got 2 fouls now. Schlebach with it, gives it up to Sand. 5 on the shot clock. Austin doing a good job staying in front of his man. The fadeaway.
Good move. Good move by Sand.
Great feed to Svetizarevic. Svetizarevic with his first points.
No, good hands.
Austin tipped it away, and I think we got a foul on Austin. We'll see who it is. Nope, they're moving the ball down to the far side. Isaac Gurley with the foul, and the 19th foul puts Austin at the line.
Probably a pretty good foul because he had poked it away and was just in the midst of grabbing that thing and going to the other end for a fast break.
Getting the first free throw. Here's Austin, 73.7% so far this season from the free throw line.
4 points on the night.
And there he goes, 2 for 2. And Milosevic would check back in for Austin. And the Pilots will pick up full court. And now they'll back off. Schlebach got enough space, and he's short. He wanted the foul call.
One of their last 8 from the field.
Yeah, they have struggled. Robertson, no good. And the struggle for Portland from behind the arc, that continues. No field goals in 4+ minutes for Bushnell.
They've had decent looks too, just not knocking them down, and Portland's doing a nice job of not allowing offensive boards. And we knew rebounds were going to be a huge factor. 23-11 right now in the game.
Bird checking in for Bushnell. Vucinic, again, trying to dribble in the paint, almost lost it. Svetizarevic over his shoulder and in.
Yeah, that's got to be a one dribble, go up, do something, make a pass. Ooh.
Svetizarevic with 6 points now.
I like his game.
That was close to a turnover, it looked like there, Jen. The feed to Vucinic, no look to the corner to Milosevic. Kawili staying in front of Wood. The pass to Vucinic taken away by Sand.
And that's just not a good decision. He's got to read that a little bit better. Bad angle.
Kawili in traffic, found Jarrett Bryant, but he can't flush it home. Oh, that's a hard foul. And I think they're going to call a blocking call. That one's going to be on Caden Sand. And you can see why Bushnell wanted that one to possibly be a charge, but his feet were moving as Robertson was crashing towards the hoop.
Coach Alexander not happy with that call right there.
2-shot bonus now for Portland for the last 4:08.
And Portland on an 11-1 run over the last 3:56.
Bushnell, just one of their last 10. They haven't really had anything going for them since about the halfway point in this half.
Hard-nosed squad, though, competing.
Yep.
They've had decent looks, just haven't fallen for them a little bit, but...
I mean, they've had a couple of baskets.
In and out.
Go in and out, yeah, exactly.
In and out.
Kawili. On the far side. Gets it to Sand. He unloads a triple. Robertson rebounds it on the run, and he gets tripped up. I think he stepped on the foot of Caden Sand. And Sand will pick up that foul. That's his second personal, and that'll bring us to the media. 16-point lead for Portland, 32-16. Svetizarevic cashing in. He's got 6. Matija Svetizarevic, 6 points, 2 rebounds. And he's putting in a nice performance, building off of that game this past Saturday against LMU, where he had 7 points in just 3 minutes. But here he's getting some extended playing time against Bushnell. And what do you think about his play so far, Jen?
Been really impressed, and talking with Coach Leggins over the season, I mean, he feels this guy has a great future ahead of him. He's athletic, he can score inside out. I mean, you know, great jumping abilities. He's real quick off the ground. So it's, again, just getting used to a system. You know, he was hurt at the beginning of the season, just getting himself back, and, you know, a lot of new guys, and he has a good future.
Svetizarevic, before he committed to Portland, got a last-second offer from Florida and Gonzaga, still decided to become a Pilot, and Coach Leggs was fired up about that. Kawili, the step-back three, down and out.
Yeah, I think in the next couple of years, you're going to see a completely different player, and not that he doesn't have a lot of skill right now, but just getting used to the system like I talked about, and real athletic.
Portland has done a lot of damage from the free throw line here in this first half. 13 of 15, and they're saying that one went off of Vucinic.
That ball's got to get up just a little bit higher on the entry pass for him.
Silvera checking in for the second time, Vucinic to the bench. And a couple times we've seen the Pilots try to get into Vucinic or whoever is on the low block. And with the lob pass or the passes down at the feet, they just haven't had that connection yet.
Yeah, that pass right there, just too flat. He's got to throw it to the upper part of the backboard, let him go get it.
Logan Sand, Kawili with it. Got the space he wanted, throws up a knuckleball that's short. And it actually hits Moses Wood, who was out of bounds at the time, and the air ball hits him, so it'll stay with Bushnell. They got 12 on the shot clock.
Stepped on the line there.
Garu Harvey checking in.
And Bushnell really just struggling from the floor. One of their last 13. Portland's on a 15-1 run here.
Yeah, Bushnell hasn't scored in almost 4 minutes. Kawili, tough take. Silvera using his body.
Big size advantage right there.
And there they're getting it right to him inside the left hand, no good.
That's a good look for Zoe. He's got to finish that.
And again, another shot that's in and out for Bushnell. You have to think some of these shots have to fall soon. They're there. They've had the opportunities. Kawili called for the foul.
Bushnell foul number 5, Drayton Kawili, his first personal.
His first and the team's 12th. So that'll be 2 free throws for Portland.
Little too physical on the perimeter there. Just got to back off and play the penetration.
Milosevic, the freshman from Montenegro, missing the first shot. Chika Nduka checking in for Tyler Robertson. Sleibach back in, checking in for Luke Smith. So 18-point lead, make it 19 now after the free throw for Portland. Harvey picking up the defense. Full court, pokes it away. 2 players are fighting for it. Harvey has it, he's on the ground, and kick ball.
Great hustle play by Harvey. Nice job of poking it away, and just a great hustle play. There you see it, just great hustle play. Smart, heads-up play, kick ball, goes right back to Portland.
You know, I like the idea. He still had his head up, looking for a teammate to pass the ball. Yep. Now he's got it on the far side. And Nduka cuts to him. The feed to Silvera. He's triple teamed right now. The ball getting ripped away, and the right hand still falls.
Great job by Zoe, and Nduka's got to see that coming, that triple team. I mean, as soon as he caught it, he was just swarmed defensively. Great job of staying strong and finishing.
Milosevic with the range.
Well, that's what Coach Leggins has been talking about. He can really shoot it. Smart player. He just needs minutes, and this is a great opportunity for him to get into a little bit of rhythm.
Again, he was one of those guys that, and they're saying that foul was on the floor. Well, Milosevic was a kid who was dealing with a broken leg at the beginning of the season, so didn't really get much practice time until the second semester, so he's still very green and fresh into this rotation.
Yeah, I like his game, though. I mean, Coach Leggins, like I said, talked about how smart he is, too. You know, Jack Perry not in the lineup, obviously, with the knee injury, and just got to play that back at point guard spot a little bit.
Gurley at the line, 6 points, 3 rebounds against Walla Walla. And Bushnell's last game, missing that free throw. It's an 80% free throw shooter. Pilots on a 16-0 run over the last 4:07. Silvera had it poked away from him by Gurley. Trying to go baseline. Svetizarevic palming it with one hand.
Good catch.
5 on the shot clock. The freshman finds Harvey in the corner, steps inside for the deep 2. He connects. What a move by Harvey.
Good extra pass. Didn't panic with shot clock winding down, and a great mid-range jumper.
And he still composed himself, too. He didn't let off an unbalanced shot with the shot clock going down.
Right.
Slaybach with it. Pulls up mid-range, and that's the first shot hit in almost 6 minutes. And now just 1 of their last 15 again.
So Slaybach's had a nice half. He's got 10 points, 4-7 from the field.
Again, he leads this team in scoring, averaging 18.2 points for the Beacons. Sholin taking it inside, gives it up to Harvey. 10 on the shot clock, the feed to Silvera. He's in the restricted area, and the left-handed baby hook falls.
And there's just no way they're going to stop that when he's that deep. You got to do your work early and keep him out of the paint.
And we'll stay here with a timeout call by Bushnell. 13.7 seconds left in the half. I mean, this was a much closer game at about this halfway point, but since then, it's a 20-2 run for Portland over the last 5.5 minutes, and they've really extended that lead, and they're almost up by 30 now.
Yeah, and, you know, Bushnell's had some decent looks. They just haven't dropped for him. And, I mean, how many times have we said in and out, in and out? You know, again,
at least a half dozen times.
Yeah, and I like how competitive they are. So you're right. I feel like this game is a lot closer than the score demonstrates. But, you know, a hard task for them to come in on short notice, obviously, and just size-wise, just don't have the bodies to compete with Portland. But they've got some nice pieces.
Harvey smacking it out of the air, and then he loses it. And Silvera with it. 5 on the clock. Harvey has to look up and notice. Gives it up to Svetizarevic. 1 on the clock. He puts up a wild three-pointer. And that'll go off iron, beating the clock, but the shot is no good. And the Pilots, they're leading 44-18, a 26-point lead. That's right. There we go. I did the math right on that one. Halftime here inside the Child Center. We'll be back. Talk about the first half in a few moments.
Disappointment and adversity can be catalysts for greatness. Kathy Freeman.
Somewhere behind the athlete you've become, and the hours of practices, and the coaches who have pushed you, is a little girl who fell in love with the game and never looked back. Play for her. Mia Hamm.
I'd rather regret the risks that didn't work out than the chances I didn't take at all. Simone Biles.
It's not necessarily about outworking the person across from me. It's outworking that voice inside of my head that says, I'm too tired, I don't feel like doing it, I can settle. Maya Moore.
With a defeat, when you lose, you get up, you make it better, you try again. That's what I do in life. When I get down, when I get sick, I don't want to just stop. Everyone always says never give up, but you really have to take that to heart and really do never definitely give up. Keep trying. Serena Williams.
Champions keep playing until they get it right. Billie Jean King.
In the midst of an ordinary training day, I try to remind myself that I'm preparing for the extraordinary.
I felt like Portland was a gold mine waiting to be tapped into. This place wants to win. There's a lot of support behind us. We just have to put in the work and go do it now.
Because we had so many new guys, it was all a new experience for everybody. It was kind of just a bonding experience. Now we are in an entirely new environment, under new coaching, and we kind of get to journey through it together.
He's been in our shoes, exactly where we're at as far as being a player before.
Why Portland? Why is this the right time for you?
It's the perfect time, man. It's a sleeping giant here. This is not, it's going to be a very, very special job, and it's going to be a special place where people want to come and watch and play basketball here.
That's where we want to be. We want to be slept on like that, and we want people to doubt us because that'll just fuel our fire so much more.
Just having a loud crowd and people that you know are invested in us wanting to win just gives us an extra gear to be able to go to and feed off the crowd.
Just keep grinding. Wow, what a stick by Robertson.
I'll beat my chest. I'll point out to the crowd and stuff. I'm very much like legs in the sense I play with my heart on my sleeve. Yeah, he's definitely going to be up and down. He's one of those coaches that just doesn't sit down.
The coaching staff from Shantae down to TJ, Bobby, and Pope really do care about their players.
Not only the players, but also the people we are as well. And that connection is so strong. We feel like we're the family, and nothing is hidden from one another.
Coaches have gone out and found talented guys, but also guys that you want to be in the locker room with and really hang out, and bringing that all together, you're going to see the results on the court for sure.
Everyone has helped build the culture that we have now.
Steps back, the three. Oh! Christian Sholin giving the Pilots the huge one-point lead.
Every year, the non-conference is really good for us to figure out the rotations, figure out guys' roles, and it's really good that we're playing a tough non-conference. We usually try to do that to have ourselves battle-tested.
Answers with the triple, and it is a new career high for Christian.
You know, if you go into somewhere and you don't think you can win, then you shouldn't be playing. I think we could beat anybody, and that's the mentality that our team will have. So we're going to play anybody if they want to play us.
Good defense. Great defense by Naduka. How clever was that?
We just want to establish ourselves, iron out the kinks in preseason play. We're going to play competitive teams. We're going to test ourselves so you get ready for conference play.
This is going to be our first year, so everybody's going to be gauging. I believe we can win. I'm never going to count my guys out. I'm going to stand behind my guys 100%. If I believe that we can win the conference, then why not?
Why not be able to finish number one? It's obviously what we came here to do. We know GU's great, BYU's great, LMU's gotten better again this year. Thinking they're just going to win, it's just going to be another year against Portland, but they're definitely going to have a rude awakening coming.
When I say trust me, we're going to get there, trust me, and it's going to be sooner than later.
Welcome back to Portland, Oregon. Post-Valentine's Day matchup between the Portland Pilots and the Bushnell Beacons. I'm Brian Slide, joined by Jennifer Mountain, and it's a 44-18 lead right now for Portland. Jen, your thoughts on the first half between these two teams?
Well, neither team is shooting the ball that well collectively, but I thought Portland did a much better job later in that first half of getting more people involved. They're getting a chance to play a lot of different lineups, which is one of the reasons why they're playing this game. And I like Bushnell, how they've competed. I haven't backed down whatsoever. You know, unfortunately, just haven't had some shots fall for them. And I thought they've had some good looks and some guys really, you know, taking it at Portland and having good opportunity.
Let's take a look at some of the stats from that first half between these two teams. You mentioned not a great shooting performance. If you look at that three-point line, 1 of 15 for Bushnell, 2 of 13 for Portland.
Yeah, and then you look at the rebounding category, 31 to 14, and you know, assist to, you know, turnover ratio is pretty good for both teams, quite frankly. Neither team is turning the ball over. They've got some transition buckets, but really it just goes to the shooting percentage. 2 of 28 combined from the floor, 19% field goal percentage for Bushnell. Just got to improve in the second half.
Yeah, but the size of Portland has been an issue for Bushnell. Look at the point paints, 20-10 in favor of Portland. And then the bench getting into it as well for the Pilots. It's something that they haven't really gotten a lot of production from, but today they're getting 20 points out of them.
Well, we talked about that. I mean, different lineups and guys getting a chance to get some run that normally don't get a lot of minutes. So that production right there should be up today. Points in the paint will be huge. Not only have they not shot the ball very well, but they've made an adjustment and gone inside a little bit. So that's smart on Portland's part. But second chance points off O boards, and you can see obviously the biggest lead, 26, going into this second half.
Well, the second half about to start, just about 3.5 minutes away from the start. We'll be right back on the WCC Network. Welcome back inside the Child Center. Brian Slyke, Jennifer Mountain with your call. We're just under or over 12 seconds left until the start of the second half. Big time lead for Portland, 44-18. And do you think Portland comes out with their starters, or do you think they continue that rotation that they were having at the end of that first half?
I think he'll give the starters a few minutes just to kind of get themselves going a little bit, but I expect to see a lot of different lineups today or the second half, and get some guys, like I said, minutes that normally don't get to play a lot. So that's how it should go anyway.
Yeah, 14 players have played for Bushnell today so far, only 10 for Portland. And look at that, Tyler Robertson just taking a picture right before the second half starting. What a guy.
T-Rob with a little photo op right there.
Man, I tell you, there's just nothing to dislike about that young man.
Oh, man. Leader on and off the floor. Extension of the coach, just competes really hard.
We start the second half. Bushnell with the first possession. Wolf pulls up off the mark. Robertson, 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists in just 12 minutes of play so far. Austin coming to the ball. To Nduka, elbow jumper. And that knuckleball in and out.
In and out. Both teams started off with decent mid-range jumpers, just both of them in and out.
Kawili, hard take, but Nduka slaps it away.
And Nduka just brings so much energy defensively for this group, and rebounds. You know, not a guy that's going to give you 20, but a guy that'll give you 10 and really compete for you inside.
And it's the other things, too, that really, there's not a stat for it, but he'll poke the ball on a rebound to keep it alive for his team. He hits the deck, saves the ball from going out of bounds. He's just an energy guy, a hustle guy for Portland.
Well, ever since he's been in the starting lineup, I feel like their energy level, their feel has just been a little bit different. And
he adds that extra edge for Portland. Can't make that short shot, though. Dawkins, the rebound.
Yeah, that one kind of came out of his hand funny.
Keyshawn Dawkins.
That's a big-time dunk right there.
Big time. He didn't play much in that first half. Only 12 minutes because he had 2 fouls.
Well, he just came alive right there.
Transfer from Oregon State, former football player for the Beavers. Slayback, the offensive rebound. Kawili quickly down the court for the Beacons.
And Dawkins actually had position in transition. Nice job of just muscling it up right there.
And it seems like they really missed his body in the first half. Could have gone up against Silvera. Now you see what he's doing against Nduka down low.
Well, hopefully he stays out of foul trouble and, you know, allows them to have a little bit of an inside presence.
Austin, the dish to Nduka, and Kawili, I thought he got all ball. It sounded like it at least. And he will be called for the foul. That'll be his second and the team's first in this second half. Here's another look at it.
He had his hand on his back.
You're right. So
I don't know, he had Dawkins coming from behind too.
Nduka playing with 2 fouls, the freshman from Seattle, Washington, shooting at about 70.8%.
His production in the last few weeks really has just been tremendous.
He's putting up almost 8 points per game in conference play.
Good job by Sholin of anticipating that pass.
And I don't know if you noticed it, but Nduka had his hand up too. He was reading the eyes of the Bushnell player. The corner 3 for Chris Austin. After a cold first half for Portland, they hit their first triple here in the second.
Great shot for Austin and a nice way to get themselves in the positive category in the 3-point line.
Dawkins fighting for position against Nduka. And a mishap by the Pilots. 3 white uniforms, and it trickles out of bounds.
Yeah, a little miscommunication right there. Dawkins, I like his presence so far in this second half.
Yeah, he's got some high production. Kawili, the 3, steps into it. High off back iron, and can't get the bounce. Kawili 0 for 3 from behind the arc. And we got a foul before the shot. It'll be on Schlebach. That'll be his second.
Robertson a little frustrated with the fact that he thought he was going up. Might agree with that one, actually.
Correction, Schlebach with his third personal foul.
And they need him in the game.
Yeah, he had 10 points, which is more than half the points Bushnell had in the first half. Pass to Schoen, and we got a foul. And that'll be on Kawili. That's his third.
Two quick ones right here in the second half on Kawili.
See how the Pilots respond. Inbound to Robertson. 20 on the clock.
Nice little curl by Schoen.
Mid-range. Got it to go in the paint.
You know, he has such a high release and great size for a guard. Hard to defend.
Portland on a 7-0 run over the last minute. They feed Dawkins. Tips it to himself. Had the separation he wanted. Robertson wanted to dish it back to Austin. He does. And back iron Schoen chasing it down in the corner. And Duca almost looked like he wasn't even ready for that pass. Baseline jumper, no good. Foul on Dawkins, and that's his third personal foul.
Yeah, and if you're Dawkins, you don't want to foul on that. I mean, you want to make Nduka take that shot.
Yeah, make him prove that he can hit that consistently. And Duca 2 for 2 from the stripe. Those are his only points so far. Now he's 3 for 3.
If you're Coach Alexander, though, I think you'd leave him on the floor at this point. Dawkins, you know, just adding a presence down low where they've got to come double team. Look to do something to stop him.
And Duca perfect 4 for 4 on the night from the free throw line. Schlebach. And we've got a foul. I believe Austin was in the restricted area.
Yeah.
Yep, and they will call it on Chris Austin. That'll be his first. Correction, second.
Chris Austin, second personal, first team down the Pilots in the second half. Katie Sand at the line to shoot 2.
Good idea, just had his feet in the restricted circle, automatic block call.
Sand was 1 for 2 in tonight's game from the free throw line before that last shot. He'll go 2 for 2 this time. He's got 5 points. It's nearly a 30-point lead right now for Portland.
Good ball movement. Here comes the staggered.
Feed it to Austin underneath.
Nice
got it
extra
back
pass.
to Nduka. And he tips it back in.
I'm not sure how he did that. It was like tipped from his chest.
That kid just never quits.
No. He does all the little things that we talk about all the time, the intangibles that don't show up in a stat sheet.
And there he comes in for the rebound. Duca's got 6 points, 6 boards. Corner to Austin, gives it up to Schoen on the extra pass.
Good ball movement.
Portland now just 1 of 3 after making that first three-pointer, and Robertson can't believe it. Schlebach got him to jump, but then Robertson, as he was coming down, looked like he made contact with the ball and possibly the hand of Schlebach. That'll be Robertson's second, team's third. We'll be right back inside the Chiles Center. 31-point lead, and Duca getting in on the scoring. He's got 6. Welcome back to Portland, Oregon. The Pilots leading by 31, 55-24 over Bushnell. It's been all Pilots for the most part, but still pretty cold from the outside as Schlebach goes to the free throw line.
And right now, Bushnell, no field goals in the last 2 minutes, 55 seconds. Kind of been a theme where they've just had droughts of not scoring. 0 for 4 from the field goal department.
Schlebach made that last free throw. Junior from Tigard, Oregon, went to Tigard High School. And he'll go 2 for 2. He's now got 12 points. Again, he's averaging 18.2 points on the season.
Just need to give him a few more looks.
Robertson lost it, had it poked away from him, and Schoen able to dribble it out. Svetizarevic thought about the three, gave it up. A missile into the chest of Chris Austin, and he gets blocked by Wolf. Dawkins ends up with it. I think if Svetizarevic just takes some of that heat off that pass, Austin's got an easier shot.
I'm surprised that he caught it, to be honest with you. I think it was coming in with some heat.
Dawkins backing down Chris Austin. The lefty too strong. He wanted a foul call.
Yeah, he did. You might be right on that one.
Robertson hits the three. He's got 9 points now to go along with 8 rebounds. He's almost got himself a double-double.
Well, and they're 2 of 4 from the three-point line in this half.
Austin able to get his hand on it, forcing the pass from Dawkins to Schlebach, and that one again down and out for Bushnell.
Yeah, we've said that way too many times for them today.
No field goals. And over 4 minutes now for Bushnell. Honestly, Jen, it almost makes me feel like I'm watching a Globetrotters game. They put the plastic sheet above the rim so the Generals can't score, and that's basically how it feels for Bushnell. Schoen, fade away on the baseline, and it gets stuck. Rare you see it on the bounce get stuck.
Yeah. Coming off the backside, gets stuck in the rim.
So Wood will go to the bench. Milosevic now on the court.
And that becomes a jump ball, and that's in favor of Portland.
You are correct.
Alternating possession.
So 20 on the shot clock for Portland. Robertson with it. Trying to get into double figures and points. He'll head to the line instead. The foul will be on Gurley. Correction. Logan Sand on that one. His first and the 5th one on Bushnell in this half. And again, the Pilots could almost be in the bonus with over 10 minutes to go. Robertson 6 for 6, make it 7 for 7 from the free throw line now. Former 6th man of the year in the Big Sky Conference last season at Eastern Washington.
Definitely taking over a starting role here, and like we talked about, just kind of an extension of Coach Leggs, and understands what he wants on the floor. Just super smart, does it all, scores, rebounds, and talk about compete. I mean, my goodness.
Early with it, over to Wolf. Gives it up to Sand. And that pass out of the reach of Gurley. Schlebach knew it as soon as it left his hand.
Yeah, a little miscommunication right there between them. Really, I mean, turnover-wise, it's only the 6th turnover in the game. It hasn't been a situation where they've been throwing the ball away. It's just they just haven't hit shots.
Chris Austin got a screen, and the three is no good. Milosevic, that one just hopped out of his hand.
And Milosevic, man, off the ground right there.
Seems to be just fine after that broken leg he suffered.
Yeah.
Back in the summer. Dawkins with it, picks up his dribble. And off to Sand. To Wolf. Got by Svetizarevic, but he can't finish.
Good look at it.
Bushnell 0 for their last 7. And they haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. Austin to Svetizarevic. Tipped it right back to him. Vucinic in the paint, and he got fouled by Wolf. He's in the restricted area. I don't know why.
Yeah, good job of Vucinic just getting position down low, and good entry pass, and I'm glad that he just went straight up with it. A lot of times he likes to put it on the ground, and with his size and athleticism, just go to the rim.
Vucinic at the line, 2 for 2 already tonight. C2, freshman from Montenegro, averaging 2.4 points on the season and just a hair under 2 rebounds. You know, a lot of these European players, they've played on their youth national teams. They have a lot of credibility playing in big games. So this transition to them playing college ball, big time help that they played on those national teams over in Europe?
Oh, for sure. I mean, international experience is huge, and a lot of times you're playing with older players. So yes.
Slayback hitting the 3. Only his second one. He's now got 12 points.
Yeah,
correction, 15.
2 of 17 from the 3-point line.
Yeah, and he's got both of them. Scholand!
Well, to go back to the international thing is they get to play at a much younger age, and it's not high school ball, it's all club ball. So the experience and the level of competition is higher as they're growing up. And like I said, they usually play against older people. Uh-oh.
Svetizarevic in pain. He's down on the court right now. Gurley finishing the layup. And Svetizarevic slow to get up. He's limping right now. I didn't get a clear look at it, Jen, but
I didn't either.
He seems to be in some pain right now and legs. Can't do anything but look on. Pilots leading 63-31. Just under 12 left to go. Let's give another look to Scholand, finishing it off with another jam. Well, here's a look at that last play with Svetizarevic. Now keep an eye on his left foot as he's coming up against Logan Sand. You can see steps on the opposing player's foot and the ankle roll. With the way he was grabbing it, though, it looked real bad from our point of view as Milosevic puts up the 3. Short, Silvetta kept it alive, and Duca comes down with it.
Well, you hate to see anybody get hurt in a game like this, and you know, hopefully it's ice it and rest for a couple days and he feels a lot better.
Silvetta with the basket. Almost like he was surprised at the opening on the basket side of him.
I'd like to see him get going. You know, he has great size. He moves pretty well for a big man, and again, just needs a little bit more experience. Lefty.
Shot up for Bryant, no good. And Duca with it, bringing it up the court. Finds Silvetta. Harvey cutting to the basket. Gives it up to Harvey, steps back behind the three-point line, and he won't get it, but a foul called underneath the hoop. And I think that one will be on Logan Sand. It is. His second personal and the 7th team foul. So now we've got 1 and 1 for Portland. 27 free throws so far tonight, 23 makes. And the team high. Some confusion.
Yeah, they thought we were going to go to immediate, but we already had it.
Free throw high made on the season is 29 for Portland. And Duca makes that one, and now they've got 24.
Well, being in the bonus with 10.5 to go in this half is very doable when it comes to that stat right there down the road.
Right now, Portland also out-rebounding Bushnell by 22, 44-22. And their season high in rebounding was 55. Gurley to Bryant, going up against Vucinic, the fadeaway, and Milosevic comes down with it.
Milosevic does a nice job of rebounding at the guard spot.
Silvera gets position on the block, going up against Dawkins, gives it up to Nduka.
Good extra pass.
And the pass goes behind Vucinic and able to get it. 8 on the shot clock. Milosevic with it. Silvera, the screen. Kick to Nduka. He has to put up the 3 to beat the buzzer. He almost banked it in.
And that's not something he typically does, but that looked pretty darn good going down almost.
Just a 25% three-point shooter. And the woes just continue for Bushnell from behind the arc. 2 of 20, a low 10% now in the game. Back out to Vucinic, and we got 3-second call on Silvera.
I'd like to see Zoe just make a move and go to the rim there.
Still no sign of Svetizarevic on the bench. Still back in the locker room.
Yeah, they'll probably do some treatment on him.
And now we're getting Wyatt Watson into the game. Silvera will head to the bench. Watson has not played much this season. A walk-on for Portland. Don't let that walk-on status fool you, though. This kid can stroke it from behind the arc.
Stay down.
Yep, got Harvey to bite on it. Gurley, though, missing from mid-range. Milosevic goes baseline, gives it to Nduka. Corner to Wyatt Watson. That's how the bench wanted it.
Yeah, it's hard to come in, though, when you've been sitting. First trip down the floor.
Watson with the rebound. The feed to Harvey.
Got some numbers here.
Pilot's putting up another 3. Watson wanted the rebound. He skied up there, but he was a bit early.
Good job by Harvey.
The steal, the pass is tipped. Nduka with it. Feed to Vucinic. Kicks it back out to Watson. To Nduka. Plenty of time on the shot clock. 15. The skip pass to Milosevic. And tipped by Dawkins and then touched by Milosevic. Both teams struggling right now. Portland just 0 for their last 4. Bushnell 1 of their last 7.
Yeah, they haven't scored for just over 3 minutes.
Luke Smith checking in, along with Caden Sand. So under 8.5 to go in tonight's game. Sand, the skip pass to the corner, and air mills it. Intended for Kawili. So 8:08 left to go, and a 36-point lead now for Portland.
And 8th turnover in the game for Bushnell. Again, haven't turned the ball over too much.
Yeah, that's one positive you can give Bushnell. They're taking care of the ball for the most part.
That was a good move.
Yeah, it didn't look like he had a lot of space to go baseline, but somehow Vucinic found his way down there. 7 on the shot clock. 5. Give it up to Watson. They're trying to get him a bucket.
Yeah, but you're giving him ooh.
Ooh, and Kawili called for the charge. Here you go, eat it up there, Yaru.
Oh my goodness.
And we're gonna have our media break, the under 8 timeout. 36-point lead for Portland, 67-31. We'll be right back inside the Child Center. Pilots up 36 with just under 8 to go in the game. Pilots have not shot well from outside, but they're playing some decent team basketball right now and building that lead.
Yeah, absolutely, and getting a lot of people involved. Opportunities to score. The ball movement's been pretty good. Both teams really struggling from the floor. I mean, percentage-wise, you know, neither one of them that impressive from the outside right now.
Silvetta missing. He just checks back into the lane, got his own rebound, avoids the travel, kicks it out to Watson. And the bench all about it. Watson in the scoring column.
Well, you mentioned it. He can really shoot it. Got himself an opportunity where he's been up and down the floor a few times and got himself in rhythm. And here's another one.
With the defender coming at him, unable to get an offensive rebound, and Duca blocked by Sand. And I can't tell if, they called a foul on 23 blue.
Personal foul number 23, Luke Smith.
So that's on Luke Smith.
Personal 19 foul on the Beacon.
Well, it must have been on a push on the rebound.
Plus the bonus.
So Silvetta at the line. 68.2% free throw shooter. The transfer from Austin Peay. And Pensacola State missing that one. Dawkins, the lefty, puts up the 3. Oh. And another hard body. Reliving the days back at Oregon State. Wide Watson got fouled. He'll head to the line. Dawkins picks up his 4th personal.
10th team foul on the Beacon. Double bonus.
And Portland on a 7-0 run over the last 4.5 minutes.
Wyatt Watson at the line to shoot 2.
And they'll be in the double bonus for the remainder of the game.
You are correct.
The Beacons struggling to score like we talked about. Just under 5 minutes without a field goal.
At that last break, we were looking at the stats. 10 of 50 from the field, shooting only 20%.
And I feel like they've had some good looks. It's not that they haven't had decent looks at the rim.
I was going to say, you could probably say 5, 6, maybe even 8 baskets that have been halfway down and out.
Yep.
So Watson back at the line. Seaholm, Washington. Missing that one. And did they call a lane violation?
Nope, they called the push on Zoe.
So Silvera picking up that foul. That'll be his first personal. And the third one on the Pilots this half.
I would expect to see Nduka out of here in a few minutes here. Give some other guys a chance to.
And they're saying it went off for Schlebach.
Yeah, and he jammed his finger.
Yes, he did. And, you know, off the initial look, I thought it might have been off of Portland, but with how he reacted in the jammed finger.
Yeah, you could hear that. That hurts.
Harvey with it. Slash into the basket. And the finish.
Good job of Zoe just setting that screen and maintaining position down low. Harvey just created that all on his own.
Smith, the take, high off the glass, and he gets it to go.
Good take by Smith. Good finish.
Milosevic picks up the foul. That's his first, and the fourth team foul. Smith had 12 points against Walla Walla. He's only got 2. He just made that basket and make it 3 on the free throw attempt. A lot of people playing for Bushnell. 14 different bodies have gotten on the court for the Beacons. And Silvera getting called for another one. That'll be his second, and the team's.
You can see Coach Lagan saying, get your hands up. You know, he's got a huge size advantage. They just can't do anything to stop that part. Get your hands up and make a strong move.
Kawili. Finally, somebody other than Schlebach makes a 3 for Bushnell. Kawili's got 5. Pass back to Harvey. The hesitation, out to Nduka. Across the paint, back to Harvey. Silvera setting the screen. Back to Harvey. Unload a 3, and he hits it. And that ends a 6-0 Bushnell run.
Good ball movement, nice steal by Milosevic.
Milosevic, thought he was going up. And he gets fouled by Kawili. That'll be his 5th. He's just fouled out.
Milosevic has done some nice things defensively. You know, like I said, he's just hasn't had a lot of run. But I really like his game. He's more athletic than I thought he was. Strong, smart, can shoot it.
He's shown some nice things today. Milosevic making that one. He was 1 of 2 from earlier in the game. He's now got 7 points. And everybody who's come into the game today so far for Portland has scored. Portland missing that free throw. 27 of 34 from the free throw line. Smith spinning inside, almost traveled, kicked it out to Gurley. Baseline, spins back into the court.
Good help defense.
Portland just 2 rebounds away from tying their season high of 55 that they had against Willamette. And the pass inside, stolen by Logan Sand. And we got a charge. Harvey takes his 2nd one. Sand will pick up that foul. That'll be his 3rd.
Good anticipation right there by Harvey. I'm not sure if he was completely set.
Almost looked like he leaned into it.
Yeah, it's close.
But you know what? You pick up the possession for Portland after you turned it over on the other side.
Yeah, you like to see that hustle back and, you know, not hanging his head by making a mistake at the offensive end and get it right back, do something different.
Vucinic had the pass go behind him. I like what Milosevic was thinking, though. So 40-point lead right now for Portland.
That's a 12th turnover on the night. Excuse me, 13th turnover on the night.
Yeah, both teams with 13 turnovers now. Schlabach short on that three, kept alive by Wolf, but the rebound goes to Harvey. Can't get the friendly bounce, and we got a foul called underneath the hoop. The way Wolf is reacting, it's on him. And Wolf picks up his 4th personal foul.
And Nduka, again, just relentless on the boards, and they're trying everything they can to keep him off, and he just ends up at the free throw line.
Well, that's our media break. 40-point lead for Portland. Wyatt Watson getting in on the action. Bushnell may be down by 40 right now, but they've played tough this entire game. They've had shots that have basically gone in and then come right back out. So don't let that 40-point spread fool you. But Chika and Nduka back at the line.
Nduka just doing a tremendous job on the boards.
He's got 11 rebounds.
5 offensive.
And if he could have hit both free throws, he would have had himself a double-double. Currently has 8 points to go along with those 11 rebounds. Make it 9 now. Bushnell, 2 of their last 10 from the field. They haven't scored in over 2 minutes. And they've had multiple droughts of 4+ minutes without a basket. And Nduka fighting with Vucinic for the rebound.
Well, he just, I mean, every shot that goes up, he
wants it.
Tracking it.
Pass to Watson. 15 on the shot clock. Vucinic going up against Wolf. Smith trying to come behind. And 3 seconds. Hewish checking into the game, along with Lucas Bowser. Harvey trying to poke it from behind. Gurley pulls up. And then Nduka, another board. He's got 12. That drop now going on 3 minutes for Bushnell.
Well, Harvey just putting a ton of pressure on the ball.
Great move by Vucinic, and the finish with the left hand.
And that's what Vucinic needs to do. Catch it and go to the rim. Doesn't allow the double team. And, you know, a lot of times when he's kind of back dribbling to get a little bit better position, it just takes too long.
Wolf over the defender, and Nduka, another board. He's got 13.
Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's what Coach Leggs compared him to. I mean, he brings that type of energy. Harvey's shot can't go.
Another in and out.
Both teams just rattling that ball around. Over 2 minutes to go. Vucinic in the face of Wolf, staying in front of him. And a block called on Vucinic. I believe he was in the restricted area, and an easy call for the referee Doolittle.
Portland foul number 23, Vasily Vucinic's first personal 16 foul. On the Pilots, balls out of bounds. Bushnell.
And they called that on the floor, so Portland not in the bonus yet. That's why they took it out of bounds.
Galish making the basket. His teammates, they love it. Under $140. And Duca just needs a basket to get a double-double. Underneath, high shot, no good. Vucinic can't put it back.
Almost got the putback.
Transition three, no good. And Duca, again, another rebound. He's taking it himself. Count that double-double. He's got 11 and 13.
He's just a workhorse.
Correction, 14 rebounds.
End to end right there.
He's a kid that wasn't getting a lot of looks coming out of high school and took a chance coming to Portland, and boy, is it paying off for him.
Oh, he's got a great future ahead of him.
Pushes it up to Yaru Harvey. Goes against the three, gives it up to Wyatt Watson, and the bunny falls.
Good job by Harvey right there, passing that off.
Watson now with 6 points. Sand had his pass deflected by Milosevic. Vucinic with it. And the ref just telling Milosevic he can throw it up with the shot clock a hair of a second before the game clock. Counting it down. Vucinic. There he goes, puts it up. And I don't think they're going to give it to him.
Got to take the ball out.
Yep. 0.5 seconds left on the clock. They told him just to throw it up, but clock didn't go all the way out, and there's the inbound, and that will finish it off. 84-39. Portland Pilot dominating Bushnell in a contest before we wrap up WCC play at the Child Center. Any last thoughts, Jen?
Well, I thought a lot of people got to contribute today, and that's exactly what this game was for. You know, it's a good warm-up, or a continued warm-up, getting into a big weekend here for them at home. Big games on Thursday and Saturday with USD and Pepperdine coming in for senior night.
That's right. Basketball on Thursday and Saturday. And if you're getting a fix for baseball, first series starting Friday at 3 p.m., continuing through the weekend on Sunday. For the production crew upstairs, that was Jennifer Mountain. I'm Brian Slug. Thank you for joining us for today's broadcast on the WCC Network.